1, action.
Action.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode, our first episode of the Sith Happens podcast, covering the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Woo.
What she said.
Jazz hands.
So, yeah, very exciting stuff. We have another show to talk about, which means that we aren't going to be floundering on our own. So,
yeah. Because no one wants that. No one wants to just hear our thoughts for an hour.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really listens to anything that we have to say if it's not about a certain topic. So,
yeah.
Okay.
So, on my notes, as usual. Now, I watched it during class again because I couldn't wait. So if the notes are kind of bad, that's why. But I think they're better than the WandaVision finale notes.
Okay.
So we start off with Sam holding the shield, and I'm like, he's dead. Steve is dead. I would have died. But
I want to die.
I think he's dead right now. And later we find out he's probably not, but we'll hit that in a second. And then he goes and violates international law with the military, and I was like, Sam is really cool. He's really cool in this scene, but I'm low-key a little bored right now. Not gonna lie. But I was like, it's still cool. And then the scene where they jumped out of the plane with the suits and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed by that scene. Because can you imagine how hard that was to film?
Yeah. Honestly, that whole opening sequence was very neat.
The
reveal of the new wings, baller. What else? I don't remember.
I was kind of bored by the plot in that moment, but I was very much able to appreciate the effort and the cinematography, I guess. So that was cool.
I was thinking about that the whole time too. Whenever they were on those wingsuits, and I was like, first of all, there's 5 of them. One of them strapped to another one, and they're flying through the Grand Canyon or some bullcrap. And I'm like, wow, look at all these explosions and them dodging falling rocks and stuff. This looks really good. I'm very impressed. So I think, I don't know, the opening sequence was a very good start.
Yeah.
A very good kickoff.
Yeah.
Sam Wilson is just...
Pretty cool guy.
I'm glad we're going to get to see more of him, because so far all we have seen of him really has been, token funny guy friend that'll do anything for the main character. Well, guess what, Sam? You are the main character.
Exactly.
It's your turn. I can't wait to see what the show does for him, in a bigger sense too. Because everyone's like, Bucky this, Bucky that. What about Sam?
For real.
What about Sam?
This is gonna sound... I'm not hating on people who simp for Bucky because he is very attractive. But I feel on TikTok, all of the hype for Falcon and the Winter Soldier has been girls simping for Bucky. And I'm like, we can simp for Bucky and hype up Sam at the same time.
Yeah, they're like, wow.
We need a balance here.
Sebastian Stan. I get it. I like Sebastian too. He's hot. I'm not going to deny that. But in doing this for Sebastian Stan / Buchanan James Buchanan Barnes, you are overshadowing our New Orleans regional located Sam Wilson.
Exactly.
Government flyboy.
Exactly.
He's hot too. He's got the stash and the beard, and they're like,
He's very handsome.
Yeah.
I saw this picture on TikTok of him in this red suit, a maroon suit, a black shirt, and he had chains and stuff. I was like, wow. Yeah, that sound is oh my god, wow. That's what I thought when I saw that picture.
I always think of the simp scream sound where it's just ah! Wow. Wow. Did you see that picture on our Instagram group chat? It was like an Esquire cover, or it was like an interview or something with the two of them, and like Sebastian's hair was like long but not like too long. It was like off to the side. Yeah, and Sam, not Sam, what's his name? Anthony.
Yeah.
Anthony was all super dressed up and all that stuff, and I was like, wow.
That was a good photo shoot. They both look really good in that one.
It's not fair that I look like this and live in a world with men like them.
That's how I feel about Zendaya.
Yeah.
But anyways, enough for us sipping over Mackie and Sebastian. Let's move on and continue simping for Torres. He's so cute.
Okay, hang on. I know that a lot of people are going to give me flack for this, but maybe it's just because it's the introduction, but I do not see the appeal that everyone's super obsessed over him for. Like, yeah, he's a good-looking guy. I get it. But, like, all he's done is be like, haha, Sam, you got wings, and, like, haha, get my face kicked in. Like, and
he's just like, a cutie.
And he's like, haha.
He's like, I just think he's cute.
He's like, yeah, I'll keep it between us. I don't know. Yeah, he's cute, but I think that's all he'll ever be.
No. That's not all he'll ever be. Apparently in the comics, I don't know that much about the comics, he becomes like the new Falcon when Sam becomes Captain America or something like that.
Ooh, how fun.
We're definitely gonna see more of him than just this episode.
I mean, I figured so, because like they definitely set him up to be a new main character.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, I just didn't see the appeal right off the bat. So like with everyone in like our group chat and stuff, and be like, oh my God, Torres, and I'm like, what about him?
He's just a cutie. But and then I thought it was funny when they were like getting coffee or whatever, and he was like telling the conspiracy theories about Steve, about like how he's on the moon or something.
I did like that. I thought that was funny. I was like, no, he's not on the moon.
Because that's like definitely something that would happen too. Because like think about it, the government's not gonna tell everyone that Steve is old. Like what the public knows is that Steve like died or got lost returning the time stones. Like they think he's dead, he's gone. But he's still alive and he's old. So there's going to be conspiracy theories about it because words can get around. But then it just gets so twisted as it gets passed around that it somehow ends up with Steve being on the moon, which is funny.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, I don't know. The government can't really tell the general public that Steve Rogers Captain America himself, went back in time to return each one of the Infinity Stones and then stay back in time to bang some British chick in the 40s.
For, like, his own personal gain. That wouldn't look good. And also just being like, hey, everyone who's ever wronged Captain America, by the way, he's really old and vulnerable now. You know?
Also true. Also true.
So yeah, but then he goes and does moon stuff, aka gives the shield up to the government. And at this point, I'm still thinking Steve's dead, and this is gonna be his funeral. So I'm literally crying during class because he's my second favorite Marvel character of all time, and his funeral is going to absolutely destroy me if and when we see it.
I was like, yay, finally, the funeral. And that's what I thought it was, because Rhodey was like...
Yeah, he was like, everyone was dressed in like black.
But no, turns out Sam is just like, this belongs in a history museum, like Captain America.
Yeah. So yeah, I was like, bro, I knew... He was giving up the shield, and I'm like, okay, he's going to get it back somehow in a way that the government doesn't agree with, just based on, like, trailer footage and stuff. So I was like, this is interesting, an interesting take of him giving it up because he doesn't feel that he's worthy. So that was kind of sad. I was like, but Sam, you are worthy. He picked you. You're a good man.
Yeah, it's not about being the perfect soldier. It's about being a good man.
Yeah.
Wait.
Exactly.
Oh, wait a minute. That's what the German homeboy scientist was telling him.
Yes, that's what he told him in the first event.
Yeah,
that's why everyone says that. They say Bucky's the perfect soldier and Sam's the good man.
Yeah, and then he up and died.
Yeah.
Yeah. That wouldn't have happened if he was the perfect soldier.
Yeah, I mean, R.I.P. to him, I guess, but I'm built different. I would simply I just wouldn't have died if I were him. But, yeah. Everyone's different, I guess. Do you?
And then Rhodey's like, we need new superheroes. And Sam's like, we do need new superheroes. And Rhodey's like, we live in a time where we need new superheroes. And I was like, okay, I get the point. I was like, thank you, token black characters of the MCU.
And then I'm like, is he dead? Is Steve dead? I don't know. But then we cut to see the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. And he's like...
And I'm like, what's happening? Because at first I was dumb, obviously, like always. And I was like, I didn't understand that it was a flashback. So I was like, is he the Winter Soldier again? Like, did he get brainwashed again? But then I was like, oh, this is a flashback. Context clues.
I was like, yeah, well, long hair, old outfit, mask, weird dark makeup, and yeah, also the coloring was different too. And yeah, and then he wakes up and he's like, man, I have PTSD. And then he goes to
PTSD, but you know what else I have? Absolutely ripped abs.
I have PTSD, but you know what else I have? Rippling sexiness.
I can't do it.
Okay, do it with me. You raise your eyebrows. Squint. Void.
So we see Winter Soldier flashbacks, and then we see Bucky in therapy, which is good. This is good. I wanted to see that. I was like, yes.
And thank goodness.
Bucky in therapy, and it's kind of funny at first. Like, it's a little comical, and then we see him like when he's messing with the lady's car. I thought it was funny how he's like, I'm James Barnes, I'm not the Winter Soldier, I'm not gonna hurt you, and then he like gives like a little fake smile like his therapist told him to.
Yeah, that was funny sequence. I really enjoyed that.
I was like, this is good. We're seeing Bucky in therapy, because he needs it.
Yeah, thank goodness one of our MCU superheroes is finally in a therapy room.
Yeah, for real. But then his therapist starts being like rude. And I was just not vibing with it. And like, I don't know. I feel like you shouldn't take your patient's phone and be like, oh, by the way, you're alone and you have no friends and no support system.
I mean, it made sense to me up until the point where she was like, you're alone. You're always going to be alone. And I was like, wow.
It was fine until then. Until that point, I was like, bro, oh my God. And then, listen, I made this TikTok about it. And here's what the TikTok...
I can see it right here.
Elizabeth, you're being loud. It's okay.
Why did my... So fun fact, that's the noise that the lightsaber makes when it's dead. It says the resistance is dead. So now we're going to have crappy lighting for the rest of the episode.
Use your phone.
I'm using my notes on my phone, so I can't. But anyways.
Rip Amaya's lighting. Here, I'll give it to you. Here you go.
I made this TikTok about it. Saying...
focused.
All it said was, if Bucky's therapist told me the things she was telling Bucky, I would simply not be alive anymore.
Right. I remember seeing it. I liked it. I was like, haha, funny.
I didn't say anything about Bucky, except for I said Bucky's therapist. It was just about Bucky's therapist and me. And everyone in the comments was like, he doesn't need a therapist that's gonna baby him. He needs tough love. Hello? When did I say he needed a soft therapist? I don't think he needs a soft therapist. Okay, he's a grown man. I don't think he should be babied. I'm not an idiot. But everyone was like coming for me, and it's making me so mad. Like, you can show tough love without being disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, you can be like, you're isolating yourself. Or like a wake-up call. Like, you're very isolated right now. You're not reaching out to anyone. That is a wake-up call. That is tough love. And then you can work with that and, like, help them become not isolated. Instead of just being like, you're alone, loser.
Yeah, but the lady was like, you're a bitch. You're ignoring Sam's calls. You're lonely. You don't have any friends. You have 12 unread text messages and you have 6 contacts. And he's like, again with the notebook.
Yeah. And so then people were like telling me like, oh, you clearly know nothing about Bucky's character. No. Here's the problem with characters like Bucky. Is that he's very attractive, but we don't see a lot of him.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
What happens is that the fans who find him attractive, and there's nothing wrong with that, the finding him attractive. I find him very attractive. I like Bucky, okay? He's not in my top 10, but he's top 15. And so the people who find him attractive and like stan Bucky, like Bucky stands, like hardcore. What they do is that because they're obsessed with him, but we haven't seen that much of him, they like to make up headcanons and theories and like fill in the blanks of his character. And then if you make an observation about that character that doesn't match their theories or what they've made up about Bucky in their heads, they'll be like, you don't understand his character. If I'm making an observation based solely off of what we've seen of Bucky in the movies explicitly, does not mean not understanding his character. Just because it's kind of like a superficial take, because right now, currently, Bucky is a rather superficial character because he hasn't been developed that much yet.
Exactly. He has 0 character.
That doesn't mean I don't understand his character. I'm literally giving an observation saying his therapist is disrespectful. It's not saying anything about what Bucky needs or what Bucky should have. He's a grown man. I don't think he needs to be babied, but he does have a lot of serious trauma that's going to take a while to unpack, so you're going to have to start slow, and I just don't think that yelling at them about how they're alone is the best way to do it, in my opinion. And the Bucky stands didn't like that, and they're all hopping on my back all day. And it's so annoying.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. That's the thing about Bucky. I don't understand how people can like characters so much that have not been fleshed out. Even though I'm guilty. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm guilty of that because I had a crush on Wanda Maximoff for the longest time, and the only thing we knew about her was magic hands. But even so, like, I hate the like dark-haired, evil but has good in him character archetype, because everyone's like over that character archetype, which is fine.
Yeah, there's like nothing wrong with finding Bucky attractive, but you can't just like yell at people on the internet saying they don't understand a character
when there's
because
nothing
they
to be
made
done
a
about
take
the character.
because they made a take that you disagree with. And I wasn't even saying anything about Bucky in the post. I was literally saying if I had a therapist who told me the things that Bucky's therapist told him, I would be upset.
Yeah.
Talking about me and my hypothetical therapist. That's all I was talking about. Didn't say anything about Bucky. And all of a sudden, like, you don't understand his character. Where did I say anything about his character in this post?
That's another thing. Like, I feel like MCU fans, or at least, or not fans, MCU stans, I feel like a lot of MCU stans are very specific that a lot of characters are just like super soft uwu boys at heart.
Yeah, I hate that.
And that I hate it so much. Like,
and that's what I feel like some people thought that about me with that post about Bucky. Like, they thought I was saying, oh, she was so mean to him. He's just an ooh soft boy. Like, that's not what I was saying. I literally hate that. Like, Bucky's not an ooh soft boy. He's a literal former assassin.
Yeah, this man is killed.
He's a whole war veteran who's probably murdered JFK. Like,
Yeah, but like his literal character is like America, Steve, and the first Avenger, and then the Winter Soldier. He's like, who the hell is Bucky? And
the
then
Winter
he's-
Soldier is just not Bucky. It's just the Winter
Yeah,
Soldier
he's
has no
just like-
character because he's controlled by someone else.
Exactly, and he's like, I don't want to be bad, and they're like, and then the Civil War comes in, and he's like, I'm not bad, I promise, and then he continues to do a bunch of bad crap, and then Steve is
Civil War
like,
was probably the best development for Bucky. We got to see him deal with having been the Winter Soldier and trying to be normal. But
yeah,
he was
because like,
still obvious, and it's not like Marvel's fault for not developing him because he's just simply not been the main subject. Like, he's not the main character in any of the movies that he's been in. So, like, he was, like, we saw that in Civil War, but he just wasn't the main character of Civil War, so it didn't go that deep into it.
exactly, and so then Infinity War comes in, and he's like, God, I love this place, and then Endgame comes in, and he's like, I'm back, and then here we are, and everyone's like, wow, Bucky's so soft and cute at heart, and he knows that he knows what he's doing, and he hates himself for, and he just shut up.
That was hard to hear you say, even though you were joking.
Exactly. Like, it just
It's
sounds stupid.
it's like Draco stands too. Like, the boy who had no choice, honey, he's a racist.
Draco Malfoy
So
is very
he's
much a racist.
a wizard racist. Regardless of how he was raised, you know, he goes off to school and doesn't see his family for months at a time. He was there for 7 years. He has the opportunity to not be racist anymore, but he still chose to be racist.
Exactly.
Like,
He goes to school for like 7 to 8 months at a time. Or no, not even that. It's like 10 months. School is August to May. So yeah, it's like 10 months. And Draco's just like, for 8 years, man is just like, yeah, mudblood. And everyone's like, whoa, Draco, you can't say that. And he's like,
Those are
what
all
do you
saying
mean?
slurs all
It's just
day."
a word.
My muggle friend gave me the pass. the M word pass.
The M word pass. Yeah, Draco stands annoy me too, because they're like, Draco's so cute with the little watery eyes emoji, and edits simping over him from the third movie when he's 14. I'm like, excuse
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, no, that's the other problem is that with Harry Potter TikTok, you had 22-year-old people making edits with 17-year-old kids, and I'm like,
He hasn't been that age since, in a good 20 years.
yeah. And that's why I never really posted a lot of Harry Potter content, because I feel like a lot of Harry Potter TikTok was just simping. And I was like, I'm 19. These kids are 17 at their oldest in these movies.
Mm-hmm.
Just regardless of the actors' ages.
You can simp for them at the end of the 8th one whenever they're all aged up.
Oh, who would want to do that?
What do you mean? Have you seen Ron at the end of that movie?
Oh, I hate the epilogue.
Ew.
I really do.
But yeah, so anyways, in summary...
In summary, stop assuming my knowledge of Bucky's character because I don't want a therapist to be rude to me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyways, so then we're back, and then here's me in the next line, simping. There's nothing wrong with simping for him, because the very next note is Bucky looks so hot.
Bucky,
Yeah.
after having a really sad PTS dream, Amaya.
No, this was after therapy. This was when the guy was fighting with the other guy, the old guy, about the trash, and Bucky comes up to him, and that's what I was like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he comes up and he's like, whoa, Mr. Yeah. He's like, stop.
I forget his name. I should have written it down.
I'm not even going to try and pronounce it because I don't want no racial.
It wasn't hard to say. I just genuinely forget it.
Yeah, exactly. I forgot it. Now I'm not going to say Mr. Chang or something, so.
Okay. So then he goes out to eat,
Yeah,
and
they
then
go out
this
to
guy
lunch.
is like, That is. Oh, and then he like sets Bucky up.
Yeah, he's
Bucky
like,
on a date.
yeah, he does that, and then he's like, man, I miss my son. He disappeared
I know.
20 years ago, and Bucky's like, man.
And I was still stupid. So I said Bucky has a date, which is weird, and then I was talking about how it's so weird to see him have lines and like development.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, wow, this is how Bucky talks because
everything
time
that you
we
know
see
that
him
Bucky
speak-
talks as is either 2-word sentences or fan fiction
or like I'm with you till the end of the line.
or Tumblr posts.
Yeah. So that was cool. And then this guy is like, I'm thinking of my son. He's dead, and I'm like, oh, that's sad. And I'm still like sitting here like an idiot. Like, why is Bucky going out to eat with this random man? and then he's like, they still don't like. They told me that he died this way, but I think there's another way that he died.
Yeah, he's like, that seems fishy.
And then I was like, did Bucky kill his son?
Yep,
Bucky
and
killed this
then
guy's
Bucky,
son.
and then the guy's like, I didn't see anything. I didn't see it. And then Bucky turns out at the top of his list is Homeboy. So there was that, and that was honestly super depressing. I didn't need that in my life.
Yeah, me neither.
But yeah. So read my face, damn it.
Micah just got a new phone, and because he is an old man, he is struggling to figure out modern day technology.
I'm
It's like
not
he's a
old.
106-year-old
Yeah.
who was frozen in ice for many years and then was brainwashed into being an assassin, and therefore forgot many of the years of his youth, but is slowly working to recover those memories and become his own person. Disney should hire me.
You should work for Disney. We should both work for Disney.
We should.
Can we run a Disney podcast?
For real.
It's our
We should.
it's our only applicable skill. It's just talking about stuff for an hour.
Podcasting. I could summarize their show. I could be the person who writes the shows, the summaries on Disney Plus. Like when you click on it and it's like a little thing. I could do that.
You could do that.
Because I just summarized Bucky up pretty well there.
We should get our own profile pictures for Disney Plus.
Yeah, exactly. Comment below if you want Sith Happens profile pictures for Disney Plus. Like
Yeah,
our
comment
faces.
below. Make a petition, and while you're
Make a
down there,
petition.
while you're
Get
down
trending.
there, smash that like button. Comment below. I already said that, but make sure to smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget the post notif so you don't miss an episode every weekend. I would say every Friday, but we're inconsistent. And
We
while
are
we're at it,
inconsistent,
we're
but
very
that's okay.
inconsistent. And
Because we're human.
Yes, we are human. I'm not a robot. As good as my dance is, I'm not a robot. So, look at her go. But yeah, so smash that like button. Give us a thumbs up, or no, don't give us a thumbs down. Give us a thumbs up. We need the views. And while you're at it, make a petition.
Yeah, make a petition. Get it trending on Twitter. Hashtag
Here,
Sith
I'll give
Happens
it to
Disney
you.
Plus.
I'll give it to you.
Oh, I think we should just get our podcasts on Disney Plus.
We should.
Let's just do that. Let's just do that. That's easy.
Exactly.
Problem solved. We'll just email them. Be like, hey,
Hey,
put this on there, thanks.
it's
And
on.
then they'll be like, yeah, sure. And then we'll make $1 million.
It's on YouTube, so like just download it and put it on.
Yeah. It's like the same thing. YouTube, Disney Plus. Yeah.
And they're like, actually, you can't use the word Sith because it's a Star Wars property, and Star Wars is our property. So you're actually going to be giving us money every time you say the word. Oh, my bad, sir. Sorry, Mr. Mouse.
Mickey, like, you owe me $200.
Give it. Give it again. Oh my god. We're not
Anyways.
like halfway through the episode, I don't think.
No, we're not. We're like halfway through my notes.
Oh.
Because then we go
We've
down
been recording about half an hour. Okay.
half an hour. So yeah, we're about halfway
Okay,
through.
we're
We're
fine.
good. Then we go down to Louisiana, and
Yeah,
we see
love that
Sam's
Jabba
family, which is Micah's from Louisiana, so that's cool.
Yeah, Sam, and it's like Delacroix, Louisiana, or whatever it's called. I think that's what it is. I live in Louisiana. I've never even heard of this place, so I don't even know if it's real or not.
It might be made up.
But he's
Anyway,
like,
Louisiana.
Yeah, and Sam's like, you know I always represent Nola? And I'm like,
It was so nice to see his family.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, she has family. And his sister, beautiful. She's so pretty.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then she
I was like,
punched
I
him.
get why. In that one trailer when Sam's like, don't flirt with my sister to Bucky. I was like, I get it, Bucky. I get why you were
Go on,
flirting
Bucky.
with
Get you some. Go on. She right there. She obviously don't have a husband. She has 2 kids, but she don't have a husband.
Because he died.
Did I miss
What
that?
if Bucky killed her husband? Just kidding.
Imagine that date. It's like, so, you had a husband? Yeah, he died in Romania.
He died in mysterious causes at the hands of an unknown assassin.
Oh, did he have a metal arm? Yeah, actually, I think he did. Well, I'll just,
I forgot what my notes are saying. Oh, that's what I was talking about. And then they don't want to sell the boat, and it reminded me of The Office when Andy had to sell everything because his family was broke, and he was like, "I'm not selling the boat," even though the boat could literally cover all of his mom's expenses for the rest of her life or something like that.
yeah, he was like, don't sell the boat, and then he disappeared for half a season.
Yeah, because he was filming The Hangover 3 or something.
Yeah.
That's why they made him disappear.
Goat.
But anyways, I really like Bucky's sister. I can tell she's the older sister. I don't know if that's been confirmed or not, but just by their interactions.
Yeah, and she punched him in the gut. That was funny.
My lightsaber's making a really loud noise.
Nice. Are you at home?
What?
You're in your bedroom.
Yes,
I-
I am. Thank you for just now noticing.
It was in my brain, but it just now registered that you're not in your dorm. Look, there's the baby bottle up there on the shelf.
It's a vase. It's not a baby bottle.
It looks like a baby bottle. I'm sorry.
And there's Darth Vader.
Yeah.
You know what? I was watching A New Hope was on TV today. I was watching it with my brother, and I was mocking Darth Vader's breathing, and he was like, "Hey, don't mock him. He has a disability." And I was like, "He murdered children. It's okay to mock
Okay,
him."
but he has a disability.
And then Adam was like, "He has a disability. Disability to slaughter young."
Thank you, Adam, for that comedy interception.
I thought it was pretty funny. Anyways, so then we see Sam's family, and it's nice. He doesn't want to sell the boat, and they're running out of money, and then that conflict's set up, and then we cut back to Bucky on his date.
Yeah, and she's like, how old are you? 106.
And then he brings her flowers.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, that's so old-fashioned."
Yeah, she
what kind of guys she's dated, but
Yeah, she made fun of it. I was like,
I would
who did
never
you talk
say
to?
that.
What kind
I would never say that to a guy who brought me flowers on the first date. That would be the nicest thing ever.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
take it from.
well, I mean, I know she probably just said that for plot to be like, "Oh, fuck, he's old, hasn't dated in a while," you know.
Yeah, that or she's gonna be one of those characters that's everything they do is sarcastic,
Yeah.
that character dynamic where they're just against everything in the world, but not. I don't know if that makes sense. But hey, boys or girls, I don't care. Whatever you want to do. Take it from me, flowers on the first date, pretty nice. Especially, do it.
If you're a guy going on a date with a girl, the girl would really like flowers.
Girls do really like flowers.
On the first date.
Not on the
Or
second
just in
date,
general.
it's
Just
overkill.
anytime.
Maybe on the third date, but not the second date. The second date, it's too much.
Too much. Don't do it. We'll break
Yeah,
up.
they'll. Maybe
I think that after Falcon and Winter Soldier ends, we should run a dating advice What do I think it's series?
That's a good idea, because I don't think either of us have any experience enough to properly coach somebody. So I think that'd be a very good idea.
But we like single people give the best relationship advice because we see like everything from the outside. Well, you're not single.
No,
but,
I'm not. But
but
I was long enough
yeah.
to where I know what not to do wrong.
Exactly.
We
low-key give bomb advice.
I've witnessed 3 toxic relationships in the 18 years that I was single. So.
Yeah.
And yeah, you learn a lot. And while you're at it, somebody bring Amaya flowers, please.
Especially if your name is Tom Holland. I'm going to LA over the summer. What are the chances that I meet Tom Holland?
Low. Very low. He's British. He doesn't live in America.
But he's an actor. They all go to LA all the time.
Right, hello. I'm Tom Holland, and welcome back.
I'm Tom Holland, and I think my British accent...
I just want to advertise Far From Home. I want to advertise Cherry. It's going to be a very interesting, very nice shot from inside
Do
my...
you see
buttocks.
inside me? Inside my bum.
Inside my bum.
My bum hole.
I cleaned it out specifically for the movie, so I think it's going to be very, very well done. I think it's very well shot, and I think you're going to like it. Anyways, thwip.
I think that when I speak with a British accent, my voice is just as high as Tom Holland's.
Oh
hello, I'm Tom Holland. I just feel like his voice is just the same pitch as mine, because I have a deep voice and he has a high-pitched voice.
I don't like listening to him trying to have a deeper voice than when he plays Spider-Man. I don't know if that's the thing is that I've seen him in so many, but the first time I ever saw him in anything, he was playing a child. So all I know his American voice as is super high.
I do think that his voice is deeper than Peter, his voice is deeper than Peter Parker's. Especially, maybe not when he was first playing him.
But
now?
Maybe now, yeah. I can see that. I would like that.
Because in Cherry, his voice was pretty deep and it sounded good. It sounded normal.
And what was it? In Chaos Walking in the trailers, he's like, I don't know if you don't like me. Maybe you don't like me. Maybe you want to kill my.
In Chaos Walking, he still plays a kid though. His voice is still pretty high. I watched it on Saturday with Abby. We were the only people in the whole theater.
I saw that on your story. You were like, Deb.
So that was pretty fun. We got to be as loud as we wanted, but mostly we were just hating on Nick Jonas's character, and then we also started. Well, I don't want to spoil it. Do you care if I spoil it?
I'm not gonna watch it probably. If I do watch it, it's gonna be forever from now.
Spoilers. The bad guy drowns Tom Holland's dog. And so we were yelling no! Don't drown the dog, no! It was sad, but it was pretty good. The pacing was a little weird in my opinion. And some of the characters, Nick Jonas's character and this other character, Abby and I, we just couldn't figure out why they were in the movie or what their purpose was. They didn't really do anything. So I think they probably had more importance in the book, and that they didn't translate their characters very well in the film.
That's very plausible. Very
plausible. And overall, I just don't feel like that book translates very well into a movie, but it was still well done. So.
Well, that's cool. But yeah. But yeah.
Another week, another review of a Tom Holland movie.
Good job, Amaya.
Our weekly segment.
Next week we'll be talking about Footloose, or no, that's not the movie. I don't know.
Footloose.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. But I don't know. But
how long is that in Footloose?
Yes, he is. Anyways, so like I was saying before, you rudely tried to tell me that Tom Holland is not in Footloose. I was saying that I would really like to see a Peter, because they're talking about him having shorter hair, and we've seen it in the behind the scenes art, or not art, photos that they showed us. And I would like to see like an older Peter Parker, you know?
Me too.
Like no more baby Peter Parker that's like,
I really
Mr. Stark, help. You know, I'm like,
I really I wish they would have timed all of it better, because it makes sense that Far From Home was right after the blip and everything, because that happened and it's a big thing, especially for Peter.
Right.
And so we need to see how everyone dealt with that. But at the same time, I just wish it took place a little bit more in the future and that he was a little bit older. Because to me, it just felt like he was still the same age, even though he wasn't. And it was just... But I really, really want to see an older Peter. I want to see him grow. I want to see him develop more. I want to see, like, senior year Peter Parker.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know what age we're getting in this movie.
Hopefully they specify. They probably won't, because that seems to be the trend. But hopefully they specify, or at least give us another hint so we can bend over backwards to figure out how old Peter Parker is. And
well, he was born in 2001. His passport says that. And then he was blipped. So we just need to figure out what year this movie takes place in, and then we can figure it out.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. With Endgame taking place in 2023, we're not going to be caught up with the timeline until we actually get to 2023, which is 2 years from now. Which means every movie after Endgame is approximately in the future from wherever we're sitting.
Yeah.
So, like, for all we know, like, No Way Home could take place in 25. And
Peter would have been 17 in Far From Home. No, 17.
Mm-hmm.
Which puts him in junior year. So let's hope. I at least just want to see senior year. I don't think we'll see college because that's just too far in the future.
Yeah, and I also
feel
don't
like
think
we've missed a lot.
I don't think Tom Holland's gonna. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I meant in No Way Home.
But yeah.
So I think it's realistic that we would see senior year Peter Parker, older, about to graduate.
I hope we get to see him graduate. That would be cute.
That would be cute. I just love him so much. He's my favorite character. All Peter, like everything Peter Parker, like Toby, Andrew, Peter B. Parker, from Spider-Verse, they're just all my favorite. I just love him.
Yeah, I agree. I love Spider-Man so much. But what else? I was gonna say something, but I forgot. Oh yeah.
Yeah, very off track.
Yeah, we did. Before we get back on track, I saw something on TikTok that reportedly Ned Leeds is going to lose his mind in this movie, and
I saw that too.
Someone theorized he might be Hobgoblin, and I hope it's not true. But if it is, that'd be really cool. But if it is, then I'd also be really sad because I really like Ned. And
I really like. I just don't. I don't know if their trio is gonna make it out of No Way Home.
What do you mean?
I just don't think it is.
What do you mean?
I feel like one of them's gonna die.
Who would die?
Ned. I feel like Ned might die.
It would be a very Ned thing to do, I think.
I don't know if we'll see him as Hobgoblin, because I don't know if they're taking that route.
Both.
Route.
I think we're.
It doesn't seem like they're taking that route at this moment. But I just feel like he's gonna die. I don't know why.
Leave a comment if you think Ned Leeds is going to die.
Comment below if you think he's gonna die, because I think in one of the comics or something like this was not just like a feeling. Like I remember reading something about this probably when Far From Home came out. I think they thought Ned was gonna die in Far From Home, and they were pulling up some stuff from the comics where Ned dies, and so.
I forgot about that.
It's a thing that happens.
I forgot that Ned died. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's a thing that happens. So I'm not just like pulling this out of my butt here, being like,
Oh, what a shame.
But, so I don't know. I don't see them I don't see the golden trio of Spider-Man making it out of this film.
Interesting. I'm eager to see where that leads us. I guess we will.
Yes.
December, people.
Which sucks because I love Ned. He's awesome.
Also,
And
another
I'm
thing.
so excited to see him in this movie because it appears that he's like an athlete because we see him with like his varsity jacket and those stills because Jacob lost a lot of weight.
Right.
So I feel like that's how they're just kind of like inadvertently explaining that is just being like, oh, he started playing sports or something. So that I feel like that would be funny. Like, because Ned's a funny character. I feel like we would see some funny jokes with him being on a sports team, being an athlete, and, like, thinking he's, like, cool or something, you know?
Yeah.
Because he's, like, an athlete.
Peter,
I feel like that's going to be funny. I think it's going to be cool. And I really love Ned. So I don't want him to die. I just feel like he might.
Peter would be like, hey, Ned, throw me the football. Peter, you know you're not good at sports.
That was such a good... that was such a good Ned impression.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
back
do you
to...
think Ned's gonna die? And
Yeah.
we'll get back to Falcon and Winter Soldier now.
Comment below. And if you still haven't done it yet, smash that like button, hit the post notice, subscribe.
Yeah, do that. So we're back to Bucky on his date, and he talks about online dating. Imagine Bucky online dating.
Bucky Barnes on Tinder.
I've seen a bunch of TikToks of people who like go onto Tinder, and now there's like people are making like Bucky accounts on Tinder.
That's hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
That's funny. I love that.
I would swipe right on Bucky. I don't swipe right on a lot of guys.
Okay.
So yeah, that was funny. And then he's drinking a beer. I don't know. I just like it's just so weird to me to see him doing all these things. So I have like Bucky on a date, Bucky online dating, and then I said Bucky drinking a beer.
Yeah, and he was talking about like cheetah print or something. I was like, what is he
Oh yeah,
talking
lots
about?
of tigers.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Like, I want to say that's an innuendo, but I really cannot, like...
Let's look it up. Let's look up Urban Dictionary. Because I really... Tiger. Thank you for giving me the actual definition of a tiger. A girl or guy who is great in bed. Don't think that's...
What did Bucky... Oops. That's not Bucky mean. By Tiger Photos. Falcon and the Winter Soldier has us pondering Bucky's sexuality. Interesting. Here's what Bucky's online dating profile probably looks like. Interesting. Okay, well... Let's see if this is it. I'm not reading all this. Oh well.
Tiger selfies? Wait, okay, so this is what it says. Tiger selfies were a big thing in 2014. For some reason, it became a trend on Tinder to pose with a tiger at the zoo or on vacation. It was then deemed problematic because often the big cats were drugged for the photo op.
Alright, well, seeing as there's no answer to that question.
Comment below what he means because we don't know.
Yeah, comment below what you think Tiger Photos means. Or mean. Tiger Photos mean. Yeah, and then Bucky's like, wow, I killed someone. I need to go to apologize to Mr. Guy. And then he shows up, and then he sees the shrine of Old Man's son. And I was like, waiting.
I found something else on the tiger photos.
Okay.
It says, this is a dating app profile cliche that's been written about a lot over the years. Can open another link to that. But the thing is, It's something usually only seen on men's profiles, not women's. It could just be a goof or mix-up, but if Falcon and the Winter Soldier wants to make Bucky canonically bisexual, I'm okay with it. Interesting. I feel like that is just a goof from the writers because I don't think they're that bold in the past.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. But still, how fun. Comment below if you think Bucky's bisexual.
Comment below. I would say yes.
Yes.
Just because. Okay. And then she's like, "Why do you wear those gloves?" And my brain immediately went to germaphobe. Like, I would just say I was a germaphobe. Like, Bucky's dumb. And he's like, "Oh, I have poor circulation." You were an assassin. You were in the freaking military, and you can't come up with a better lie than that.
Yeah, I said that, and I was like, "What does that mean? Wouldn't it be better off without gloves then?"
When you have poor circulation, you can wear like compression gloves or like it's usually a sleeve. It's not usually gloves. It's usually like a sleeve that like pushes like fluids, like it like drains areas that get like clogged up that have poor circulation. I don't know. I was just not impressed by his lie there. I was like, come on.
Fair enough.
Come on, James. James Buchanan. Come on. Be better. And then I don't know. He was kind of funny on the date.
Yeah.
It was making me laugh. And then she like is all like, oh, his son died. And I'm like, shut up about his son. Why would you talk about someone's dead son on a date anyways? Like.
Yeah. I don't like. I can understand like why she said it. She was like, "It's so sweet that you do that." Ever since he like lost his son, but like that was like it just happened to be the wrong person to say it to. So he was like, "Never mind, gotta go." And he was like, "Mr." And then he's like, "Is everything okay?" And then Bucky sees the shrine to this man's dead son. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
And it's the guy from the flashback.
And I was like, this man just can't catch a break.
Yeah. So then I was like, yeah, but he did kill his son.
Yeah, and then he's like, I forgot I owed you for lunch. And I was like, Bucky, you offered to pay. Please. I think Bucky's just really dumb.
James. I think it's funny to I usually call people by their full names. Just like, because it's funny. I don't know. Like, if your full name was Mike-a-roni, like, actually, I would be like, Mike-a-roni. You know? So, anyways, I think I'm going to start calling Bucky James. Because we're, like, on that level now.
Right.
Steve Rogers calls Steven. Anyways, James. Bad liar again.
Yeah, he's like, sorry, I forgot I owed you for lunch. You paid, my guy. And he knows that.
And then we cut back to Sam.
Yeah, he's like, can I get a loan? And the white guy's like, no.
Loan. And he says something like, you know I don't play with these white folks. And it made me laugh.
Oh, yeah, because he was like, you know I don't play with these white folk. And I was like, yes, sir. Like I have any room to talk.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Shout out to those of you that are colored but are still basically white.
Shout out to those who are racially ambiguous and don't really know how to define yourself. Oh, are we high-fiving?
Yes.
Because that's both of us.
Yes, it is.
Anyways, and then I said his sister is beautiful again. I said that twice. I think I have a crush.
Yeah, they were like gumbo or something like that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they're making food.
Yeah, classic Louisiana Cane River type beat. Food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let Micah talk about that because I don't know anything about that.
Anyways, I live in Louisiana. It's really not Louisiana because I live in North Louisiana where everybody up there is just a bunch of lamos. But the further south you go, the more fun it gets. It's a lot like Georgia in a way. So with that, we have really good food. Come visit us. Come visit me at 6969 420
Don't dox yourself. Oh. I thought you were actually saying your address. How close are you to Atlanta?
To Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
Well, seeing how I live in Louisiana, let me put it in the maps real quick. ATLANTA GA I'm 8 hours and 47 minutes away from Atlanta.
Holy crap! Wait, I thought Georgia and Louisiana were right next to each other.
What?
Are they not?
Where do you think Louisiana is?
Alabama. It's Alabama. I always mix up. Listen, I'm actually really good at U.S. geography, and I know that's hard to believe right now, but because if you show me like a blank map, I can name all of the states without a word bank or anything. But I always mix up Alabama and Georgia. Those are only two ones that get mixed up. So never mind. Anyways, if you were close to Atlanta, I was going to tell you to go to Grady High School where Tom Holland is filming.
I thought we already had somebody on that mission.
Well, I don't think they're actually going to do it. I don't think Rachel was 35 minutes away. I need to get Torrin.
Get Torrin to do it, because you know she
Torrin would do it, and I think she's closer to Atlanta than Rachel.
Torrin, she is closer to Atlanta, and not to mention, she's also strictly an only online school. Like, Rachel is off-on, Torrin is strictly online, so we probably have a bit higher chance of Torrin taking the drive to go.
I will be Snapchatting her after this.
Yes. Torrin,
Okay.
I love you.
Torrin, please go meet Tom Holland for me. Well, because she was at this airport and saw someone who looked exactly like Tom Holland. And I was like, well, you live in Atlanta, and they're filming in Atlanta. Like, that was probably Tom. Like, you probably saw him. But then she was like, he had a camo bandana on as, like, his mask. Like, that's all he had on. Was
Okay, yeah, that's probably not him.
And I was like, that is not Tom, unless that was, like, a disguise or something, and he had, like, another mask on underneath. I don't know. But probably not.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we cut back, and we see Torres. And at first I thought he was a bad guy. Because he was, like, joining this, like...
Yeah, no, he
Anyways, I thought he was this bad guy because he's joining, like, the red flag. What are they called?
I don't know, but he's joining this group of people with the mask with the big fat handprint on the face. And he's like, yeah, let's do this. And then he gets his shit kicked in. And I was like, how fun. Like, the nice big boot print right here. I
just wanted to help.
How hard? I don't know, I have a hard time believing that a simple boot to the face is not going to kill that man. So I need to know how hard does a kick need to be to someone's head to physically, like, kill them? Because he kicked him pretty hard, and it just left a boot mark on his face. Actually, never mind. I need to know how hard you need to kick somebody in order to knock them out if you're kicking them in the face.
To knock them out, not that hard. I mean, most kicks to the face with any relative amount of force are going to knock someone out. Any blunt force to the face is probably going to knock you out. Unless it's like getting hit with a soccer ball or something, that's not really going to... On me?
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you drive up here? But, I don't know, to kill you, it would have to be... I don't know. I mean, it would have to shatter, like, it would have to break your skull and, like, damage your brain.
Finish him!
So that's going to be a lot harder, and I feel like there would have to be some, like, backing force, almost, like a wall or something behind you that, like, you know?
Yeah, but he was laying on the ground, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Like, I'm pretty sure he was down.
You just kicked him and then he got knocked out and fell down on the ground.
I don't know, I just think about that a lot.
He was laying like Vormir style. Like.
Yeah. But I think about that a lot because I see a lot of media where people just kind of like get kicked in the face on the ground, and I'm like, how are they not dead? They just stomped
That's going to be pretty hard. When I take my biomechanics class next year, I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Anyways, how long have we been going for?
59 minutes.
Wow.
But we're also getting to the end of my notes, so we're good.
Okay, I was going to say, I don't even know where
see
we're
that
at.
scene, and it's like, wow, okay, that just happened, I guess. I don't really know what's happening with that whole group yet. Basically, wait, that whole group thinks that it was better during the snap.
Yeah, they were like,
So then
blip,
what are,
blip,
like-
blip.
What are they gonna do about it?
They're gonna kill half the U.S. population, or not the U.S., half the full population, I guess.
Like, why? The MCU sometimes needs to come up with better motives for their villains or better goals.
I agree. It's always
Sometimes
either
I'm
Tony
just
Stark
like,
or
what
it
are
doesn't
you-
make
like-
sense.
Just like be smart. Like literally use logic. Don't even like taking away morals. Just like if you think that the Earth was better during the blip, and half of the Earth was dusted by Infinity Stones, which none of them would ever be powerful enough to even hold one, let alone all six, and the stones were destroyed. Like, you can't possibly think it's possible to kill half the planet without getting caught, or whatever their goals were. And, like, that's the only, if their goal isn't to kill half the planet, like, what is their goal? To just, like, be salty that half the planet came back? Like, I don't know. Sometimes MCU needs to work on their villain writing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just like, what are you even doing? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Or like Thanos, like just make like double the amount of resources.
Just make more
food. Half of life. Like what? I thought of that like as a 16-year-old. Like, but as soon as I learned about Thanos and what he wanted to do, I was like, why doesn't he just make more resources? Like it's not that hard. But whatever.
Well, you know, when you're a big purple titan, you know, you kind of go crazy with power.
I guess so.
I'd want half the planet dead too if I was a big purple titan with a butt chin.
Butt chin. It's not even a butt chin because it has like 4 different things.
It's like a nutsack.
Sure. Star-Lord was right.
I agree.
Then we get back to Sam.
Yeah,
After
then we get back to
whatever
Sam.
that was happening, we see Sam going to the bank. And then we find out that, and then this was a question that that I'm glad they're touching on, because I've been wondering for a while is how the Avengers get paid or make a living. So I'm glad that we're kind of diving into this a little bit, because I've been wondering just like how they do this for a while.
I feel like the government just pays them. Like how
But
they
they
give
weren't really
veterans
involved
their...
in the. No, I feel like some of them got like Brody and like anyone who was involved in the military probably got military funds, but like. And then I was like, well, they probably got paid by Shield when Shield was still a thing. And then, but then after Shield wasn't a thing, what did they do? And then after Civil War, it's like, well, they're definitely not getting paid by Tony or anything. And then Infinity War and Endgame, they all happen so fast that there's not really even time to sort that out then. But, so, yeah. I've been thinking that for a while. I'm like, how do they get paid? What is happening there? So I'm glad they're kind of touching on this, but Sam is broke.
Yeah.
And that's
no money.
Because I thought he would be getting money from the military, too. If he's, like, doing stuff with the military. Like, why aren't they paying him?
I don't know. Maybe since he doesn't like actually work for the military anymore. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. But that stupid banker, like, you have no income from the last 5 years. You didn't exist!
Yeah, he was dead.
Like, what's he supposed to do? Collect his dust and go to work? Like, are you stupid?
I'm like, oh.
You cannot
My
tell me
bad.
that is the first customer they've had that's been blipped. Like, they have to have a protocol for that.
Yeah, there's got to be a policy on that. I don't know.
It's annoying. And he kept wanting to, like, take pictures with them. Like, oh, I just denied you a loan. You gonna selfie with me? Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah. So, and then he's like, I'm going to get that loan. She's like, I don't want to do this. And he's like, I'm going to get that loan. She's like, I don't want to do this. And he's like, I'm going to get that loan. And then she says something like really like sarcastic and he agrees with her or something. I don't remember. It was like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a while ago. There was something else I wanted to say. What did I want to say? What? Why can't I remember? Okay, the Avengers getting paid. How do they get paid? It didn't exist. What the heck? He works for the military. Why did the military pay him? Am I going crazy? Well, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't understand a lot of that scene because I don't know anything about finance.
I don't either. I'm absolutely
So I was
clueless.
kind of like, yeah, he doesn't have any income, but he also didn't exist. So like, what do you want him to do?
I don't know. Money confuses me because I can barely do simple addition. All I know is that it goes as fast as I get it.
Why can't I think of This is gonna bother me. I can't think of what I was gonna say. Sam. Ugh.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I saw probably one of the worst takes I've ever seen in my entire life on TikTok today. Ever. Just terrible take all around. You know what it was?
What?
It was like, why did Tony leave millions of dollars of military tech to Peter, but nothing for Sam? Hello?
Tony doesn't even know Sam.
Tony, I don't think Tony's spoken a word to Sam.
Like, yeah, like, that doesn't make sense. Tony and Sam were not friends. Plus, not to mention, Sam
Literally,
fought on an opposing side.
yeah, Tony literally saved the universe, brought the universe back for Peter Parker. He did that for Peter, and he knew he was going to die. That's why he left Peter something important, because he said, oh, he sacrificed his life and for him. But he was probably never had a conversation with Sam. And not only that, Sam tried to kill him.
Yeah, so like,
Why would he use something for Sam? And I love Sam and I love Tony, but they are not.
it doesn't make sense.
besties.
It doesn't add up.
That was a terrible take. I was like, what? Why did you even say this? But anyways, that's it. Okay, so they didn't get the loan. I also think that the banker was like racist. I think there was something. I just really wish I understood that conversation. Because then I could know what was happening. But
I saw a meme, and it was like, when you're looking forward to Bucky and Sam kicking ass and taking names, but it's really a show about institutional racism, PTSD, and government fraud. And I was like, wow.
yeah. That's what I was like. I think something racist happened there, but I was just legitimately too dumb to understand that entire conversation at the bank to even know what happened.
I'm pretty sure I was on my phone for the majority of that scene.
They didn't get the loan, and that guy but he still wanted pictures with Falcon because he's a weirdo. So
Yeah.
yeah, they didn't get the loan, so that sucks. And then they go home.
To the boat.
Turn on the TV, and they made a new Captain America.
Oh. Carl, what's
All
his
their
face?
government propaganda being like, the American dream encompasses the American ideals. Shut up. So I just know he's racist.
Also, whenever I watched it, one of my friends, he was like, oh shit. He was like, that's the guy that stomped on Torres's face. And I was like, what?
It is?
You didn't even see his face. He was like, no, the guy with the mask had a really busted jawline. I was like, the mask was like this on his face. And he was like, I could be wrong, I don't know. And I was like, so I guess we'll see, but I don't think that's him, because he made the assumption simply on his jawline. And I was like, what are you talking about? The man was wearing a mask, like the Jedi Temple Guard mask.
Yeah.
Like, so, but yeah,
But
we
it
have
made me very upset.
a new Captain America.
They made this black man give up his shield for history, blah, blah, blah. And then they give it to a white man.
A
Some
new
freaking
symbol. of
Matthew
America.
Morrison looking no lips, square head looking fake Captain America. I was very angry. Anything else, Micah?
You just got Matthew Morrison.
You just got Schustered. I can't do it. That's my Matthew Morrison face. And then the episode ended.
Yeah, and then credits, and I was like,
and I scrolled through to see if there was an end credit scene.
I was like, that is not 40 minutes. I did not just watch 40 minutes of content.
I'm so tired.
Like, they're basically giving us mini movies as shows, and like that's honestly a real blessing because we get to watch these wonderfully created TV show episodes. So it's nice.
The season's only 6 episodes.
It's not fair.
So this segment of our show is going to be done pretty quick.
Yeah, but hopefully we will only have a little bit of time between this show's end and Bad Batch. So
Bad Batch. Or Loki.
We probably
for when Loki comes out.
Yeah, we probably won't flounder. Oh my god, you know what I was thinking about? I was like, I cannot wait for Loki to come out and for the Loki stands to come out as well.
Because they're the same as Draco stands too.
Do what now?
They're the same as Draco stands too.
Yeah, for some reason Loki stands are the exact same people as Draco stands. So they're all just going to be back, and no hate, I promise, but some of them are over the top, and I just cannot stand it.
It's just, there's nothing wrong with standing those characters, but sometimes they're just like I've seen people legitimately excuse, like, racism and homophobia and transphobia in the name of, like, Draco or Tom Felton. And I'm like, it's just sometimes it gets to the point where they're legitimately become bad people in order to defend their favorite character. And I'm like,
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't, like, be racist to someone because they don't like Draco Malfoy. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, get help. Like,
I don't know. Also, like, I just don't understand the appeal to Loki. Maybe it's just because, like, Tom Hiddleston's a good-looking man, but I don't find Loki attractive.
I like Loki. I don't find Tom Hiddleston very attractive.
Like,
I think Loki is more attractive than Tom Hiddleston.
I think Tom Hiddleston in general is an attractive man, but I think Loki is just like I've just never enjoyed his presence. He's always been like a nuisance. And
I like his character. I
liked
wouldn't
him.
say, like, obviously he's not like, well, and I loved him in Ragnarok. I loved him in Ragnarok.
Yeah, I did too, because like they actually finally gave him like a redemption arc and like actual development, opposed to the first 2 movies where it was like, "Father, I did it for you," and then he was like, "Psych."
Oh yeah, his character in 2 Thor movies is just bad. But so that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I like him as a person, but he's a good character.
Right.
I don't remember where he is on my list. He's top 15 too, though. I would say, yeah, he's probably like 13 or 12.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't understand the hype behind Loki, and I don't understand how people fight tooth and nail for him. Like, I just don't get it. But that's just me.
Oh my god, I don't know how deep you were in the Marvel fandom when Infinity War came out.
I wouldn't say new, but I was very re-entered into it when Infinity War came out.
But, oh my god, the Loki stands when he died in Infinity War.
I couldn't imagine.
You know how everyone makes fun of how bad the WandaVision theories were and stuff? Like, we shouldn't stop making fun of WandaVision theories and
we
start
should start
making fun of the
theories about how
Loki is
will come
alive
back.
theories
Yeah.
from 2018. Because those were some of the worst theories I've ever seen in my entire life. I was like, guys, I really like Loki a lot, but he is dead. We have to accept it.
We saw blood coming from his eyes.
We have to give it up.
Like, yeah.
They're like, he didn't return back to his Jotun time form or whatever. And I'm like, okay. Doesn't mean anything. He could have turned back after they like left, you know. But whatever. I don't know. I'm just
But-
anxious. And then they're like, look at the Young Avengers comics. And I'm like, they're not bringing in the Young Avengers. We have a year until the next movie comes out. Like, they're not doing that. He's dead. Like, give up.
Let it go.
Let it go. You like Elsa?
But yeah, so that's the Falcon and the Winter Soldier for you, and everything else we talked about.
Yes.
So yeah, have fun.
All right. We're at an hour 15. We've been pretty good.
I think we did pretty good too. So I think that's good enough for today. I'm gonna try and get this video uploaded. Honestly, I probably might not even edit it until tomorrow. So this will probably. We started recording this on Sunday. We finished recording on Monday. So yeah. So I'll probably get this uploaded on Monday as well. But I'm probably not gonna touch it until after my first class in the morning because I have a 9:30. So and I'm getting up at 8. But I'm still not going to bed till probably like 2 though. So
I have a dentist appointment at 10:50, and I have class at 12:20. And my
congrats.
dentist is really far away from my house, so I have to go to Panera for my class.
How fun. Everybody wish Amaya luck in the comments at her class at Panera. I hope they teach her some really good things about bread. And
It's going to be una clase de español. Yo voy a aprender español en Panera.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think we're gonna sign off here. I'm looking forward to seeing what this show is gonna have in store for us.
Me too. It's gonna be good. I love seeing more of Sam and Bucky.
Me
I
too.
love it.
I love the dynamic, and I can't wait till they get together. I really don't think it's gonna happen till like episode 3 though. So we're gonna see.
We have a lot to get through right now
Exactly.
before we actually can get both of them together. So, but that's okay because I'm interested right now. So
Yeah. So, yeah, that's all we have for today. So we're gonna go ahead and take off. So yeah, thank you all for watching. If you made it this far,
Thank you guys for watching. I
yeah,
doubt people made it this far.
yeah. Usually our viewer rate kind of drops around 10 minutes, which is fine as long as you watch our stuff.
You can check that.
Actually, yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. That might be too soon. That might be too early. I really don't know.
I didn't know you could check that.
I'll look at it. But yeah, thank you as always. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, depending on what day it's gonna be, or maybe even Monday. So
Maybe.
we're humans. But yeah, so
Exactly.
yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Micah,
I'm Amaya.
and always remember,
Sith Happens.
yeah, it does. We'll see you guys in the next video. Where's the stop button?